Welcome to the imaging group meeting on what is today? Tuesday,
21st.
July 21st.
Hmm.
We got a couple, I think, pretty cool things. Greg is going to show off his imaging strategy around, or imaging processing strategy around HO and SO combinations. And I'll be demonstrating the Astro Wizard tool that Lukomatico came up with. It's been pretty impressive especially for beginners. So, Greg, why don't you take it away? Can you do sharing?
Yeah, I'm looking to see whether I can do my desktop or I guess entire screen is what I'm looking for. So I didn't really have a PowerPoint presentation. I was just going to show files that might as well kill the email there. Okay, so yeah, so this was the image that I showed at the meeting. It's hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. It's all red, and I had been experimenting this year with taking Hubble palette images, which is sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen. And we will get into specifics about that in a little bit. But what I wanted to show to start out with is this green image, which was the actual Hubble palette image before you really refine the processing, but I didn't know about it at the time at our last meeting last couple Mondays ago. And this was the image that I actually ended up with. And I think it's just a fantastic image that shows way more detail than the green image here and even the red image. The green or the blue and the gold here, where you can see it peeking through, the blue peeking through the gold little wisps of the nebula is just fantastic, and that's supposed to be oxygen, as it turns out. So after stumbling on this after 2 weeks of processing, and for me, that's a very long time because normally I process my images in about 15 minutes and just move on to something else. But this kept me going for quite a while because I didn't know how to do many things that were required in the steps that I'm going to show in a couple minutes here. But this image right here with this color palette, I think is the palette that everybody is looking for and thinking of when they think about the Hubble palette images. I even uploaded this image and did a reverse lookup to Google AI, Google reverse image lookup, and asked for any ways I could improve this image with Photoshop, and it told me that there was no need. I was basically done. Where when I tried that same thing with this image, and I told the AI that I was using Photoshop to do my adjustments, it gave me many steps to use within Photoshop to be able to get to this image. The AI didn't actually create the image, but it told me sort of what I needed to do to be able to create the image. So since I'm a big convert to the Hubble palette, at least for this year anyway, this is an outline for what we're going to talk about tonight. And first up is, what is the Hubble palette? I actually asked Google to tell me what the Hubble palette is supposed to be. And it's basically a false color technique, but it is not applied to an already existing color photo. So if you take a picture with red, green, and blue, you're not really supposed to be able to go into all the color balances to be able to get the blue and gold picture that I just showed. It's basically, as it says here, as I said here, it assigns false colors to gases like hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. And the same technique, a lot of people don't realize this, but the same technique is used for the James Webb Space Telescope images, and that's mostly because infrared light is invisible to humans. So how do you get pictures out of a telescope that takes pictures in a wavelength of light that you can't see? Well, it assigns different colors to certain parts of those images that the James Webb Space Telescope is taking. But this talk isn't about that. It's about taking the Hubble palette images with a one-shot color camera, where normally it's had been done with a monochrome camera and several filters, pretty much sulfur, hydrogen alpha, and oxygen filters. I think you had to do 3 runs with those in order to be able to get those images. And I think people still added red, green, and blue images to get good stars after the fact. So here, this next line, what is SHO, HSO, HOO, and SOO? So what I didn't realize when I started this, I always ignored the designation SHO. I didn't realize that that meant sulfur was on the red, hydrogen was on the green, and oxygen was on the blue. So all of these are telling you what gases are on the red, green, and blue channel. It's always red, green, and blue. So if you remember that, for anybody that's new to this, since we're recording it, I know everybody here already knows that. So I'm just basically mentioning that for the people that might watch on our YouTube channel, which I think has, 10,000 subscribers by now?
I think consider last day.
Okay, maybe a little less than that. Anyway, so now that I've explained that, I'm going to talk about the outline that I'm going to try to use for the demo. So basically what happens, the process to take images, pictures to be able to produce that Hubble palette image that I showed, is that you have to stack images with each filter. So you take your telescope with your camera, your one-shot color camera, and you put L Extreme filter, which does hydrogen, oxygen, and oxygen, and you take about an hour's worth of images or whatever you want. And then you do the same thing with your sulfur filter. In my case, it was the L Synergy filter. So this is basically creating Hubble palette images with a one-shot color camera using an L Extreme filter and an L Synergy filter. So once you take all of those images, you stack the images together, and I used Deep Sky Stacker. You can use any other stacking program, probably PixInsight would probably be the most common these days. And then you stretch the images from each of those individual filters. So you end up with one image from L Extreme and a second image from the L Synergy. And then you take those images and you align those images together so the stars match up. So when you break the channels apart, you don't have misaligned stars. So you have to go into Photoshop. I'm going to go into a demonstration of how to do that. Go into Photoshop and you lay the images on top of each other using layers, and you line up the images. And then what I did is I cropped the image to lock all of the both of the layers into a single size. And then I would save those images and then separate the channels at a later step. And that's what we're talking about here. On the next step is separate each of the aligned images into individual red, green, and blue mono channels. The big question for me was each of the 2 filters has a red and green channel, which is supposed to be oxygen 3. So what I saw in one of the articles I read about how to do this 6 months ago said that you should combine all 4 of those channels, from the 2 from the L Extreme and 2 from the L Synergy, the red and green from the L Extreme, the blue and green from the L Extreme, and the blue and green from the L Synergy into a single blue channel. And then that is the blue channel that you use when you recombine the images at the last step to add the hydrogen channel and the sulfur channel into your final red, green, and blue color photograph, which we'll get to in a bit. So After you create the image, uh, when you recombine the channels, the red, green, and blue channels that you've separated, you make final adjustments using a selective color layer in Photoshop and a couple other adjustments, and that will give you the blue and gold image that I showed earlier. So now we will go into the demo, and the first thing I'm going to do is go in and align the images. I've got an align folder here. So I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to open up, you see the processed images, the stacked and processed images are L Extreme stacked and L Synergy stacked. So I'm going to open both of those in Photoshop, and here I have both of those in Photoshop. This is what it looked like after I stacked and stretched the L Extreme image. You can see right here it's a little lighter, but it's not really blue at all. Here is the L Synergy image. You can see it's definitely green, but when you zoom in on the image, it's all pixelated and really does not look spectacular whatsoever. So I'm going to do a Control A to select the entire L Synergy image, and I'm going to copy with Control C. I'm going to go over to the L Extreme image, and I'm going to paste the L Synergy image in there, and I'm going to set the opacity to like 50%. And when you zoom in here, you can see that the stars are really misaligned quite a bit. So just use the arrow keys in Photoshop to just move everything over. And this is what happens after like an hour of imaging with the L Extreme, and then you switch to the L Synergy filter. You have this mismatch because it's been like an hour and a half or so in between the images. So the stacking program will stack the individual sets of images from each of the filters, and then you still have to go in and do the step after you have stacked the images. So that's kind of important to do. So here I'm going to slightly crop this image to make sure that I have everything lined up properly. So I do a crop here and get rid of the select. So here, this is the L Synergy layer that has been cropped. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to do L Synergy, and I'm going to make it a different name than the file that I already had. Right, then I'm just going to do the same thing with the L Extreme image. Okay, so the L Extreme image is it's in here, but I'm going to close this real quick and go back to the desktop, and I'm going to open up the two images that I just created. So these are the two images that have been aligned with the previous step. All right, so first thing that you do is you go here and Right, so I guess that image was already flattened, but I'm going to go ahead and flatten the image if it's not already flattened. You want to make sure these images are all flattened. And what you want to do is separate the red, green, and blue channels now. So you want to make sure you have a flattened image. You select the channels tab, and then you go over here and you select split channels. Right, so you can see that we don't have the original L extreme TIFF. We have the TIFF in, it's divided up into red, green, red, green, and blue channel. And here we're going to do the same thing for the L synergy image. I'm going to flatten this. I'm going to go to the channels and split these channels. And so what you want to do is you want to take the blue channels on both of what I did is remove the blue channels from the L synergy. I'm going to go ahead and save this. All right, I'm just going to close this. And the blue channel for the L extreme, I'm going to go ahead and close that. I could always recreate it again if I need to. So, and I'm going to close this one too. So the three channels that I want to work with is the L extreme red, the L extreme green, because as you can see, this is pretty good as far as the intensity. A lot of the other channels did not have as much information for the green or the blue. And this is oxygen 3. So this had the most information out of those other three channels that were either green or blue from either the L synergy or the L extreme. And here's the L synergy red. So the red here is the sulfur, and this you want to create, you want this to be the red channel on the red, green, blue image that you're going to create. You want the L extreme red channel here. You can see this is probably the most vibrant out of all those monochrome channels. This is going to be the green channel now, and this is going to be the blue. So that's how we are going to reconstruct these channels with red, green, and blue. And so here you go over to channels and you select merge channels. And instead of multiple channel, you want to do RGB, 3 channels. And then you select, as I said, L extreme red is the green channel. For the red channel, you want to use the L synergy red. Green is L extreme red. And the blue is the L extreme green. So L synergy, L extreme red. Yeah, okay, so going to go ahead and click OK, and this will merge the red, green, and blue into a color image. All right, so there is your color image. And at that point, I save the image. I'm going to rotate to get the wizard sitting up. And I'm going to zoom in quite a bit, and you can see there's a lot of pixelation here.
A lot of good detail too, though.
Yeah, there is. So some of the ways that I've used to get rid of a lot of the noise here is to despeckle. You can see that I can see that it cleaned that up quite a bit. I don't know if you guys were able to see that or not. The other thing that I use, there's a lot of stars here. And one thing I found to remove a lot of stars and actually smooth things out is dust and scratches. Did you know that that was one of the main things I used to do the star exterminator?
Oh, really? Yeah.
I didn't know it, but um, you're going to see that a lot of stars are going to go away here. See that?
Hmm.
Oops. So here I'm going to crop this real quick. Use autotone, and you start getting a vibrant look like that. And at that point, you just start playing around with things like selective color here. So, whoops, don't want to do that. I want to do a layer, adjustment layer. See how that produced a lot of gold? And you can see up here on the hat that you're starting to get a separation between the dark and the green there. At least I can see it here on my monitor. But I guess the quickest way to go about showing you is, whoops, don't want to do that. All right, so here the thing that that I was shocked by is, darn it, is here after I spent probably a week and a half getting this image using fumbling around with the same techniques that you saw there. I heard that the thing that would fix my image is getting rid of all the prominent green in in the image, and that one way to do it is with this Hasta La Vista green, which gets rid of the prominent green, and you see right there that that is basically what did it. And then it's just a minor bit of adjusting with the different color palettes in that, but you can see that you're really starting to bring out the blue versus the gold here. So anyway, that was really about all that I had as far as that goes. And was there any questions or anything?
Hey, Greg, it's Brian.
Yeah.
What was it? Can you review your criteria for how you selected which of the broken out RGB channels to represent or transfer over to the RGB for this image?
I will. Yes, it's
Yeah. I just,
very,
I guess I didn't catch it, so I was,
okay. No, no
yeah.
problem. Let me open that one. Synergy and okay. Well, so like I said, it's very easy to recreate the those individual images. You go to channel here and you split the channels,
Mhm,
and then you go over to this guy and you do the same thing.
mhm.
Okay, so the L extreme red is the hydrogen alpha,
And I guess I'm confused.
and that
How do you know that? It, is it a function of how the split works?
yeah,
Or you just, yeah, go ahead.
from doing the research and looking into this,
Hmm.
everything I've looked at says that the red channel is the hydrogen alpha. So hydrogen alpha and sulfur are primarily red.
Okay.
The
So it's how the filter was designed, is
yes,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the sulfur is closer to green than red.
Hmm.
So that's why it is, or no, the hydrogen alpha is closer to green, I guess. No,
Uh,
Oxygen is.
yeah, I think oxygen would be.
Uh,
But yeah, I guess it depends on how they built the filter and how it, yeah. I mean, I could pick like you if you go through each one of the three for that one filter. It's
yeah.
like, oh, the most
So
detail is in the red, so therefore it's
no, 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 no. The
hydrogen.
red is hydrogen alpha on the L. So the L extreme is hydrogen alpha and oxygen.
Okay,
The oxygen is blue and green channels. Red is the hydrogen alpha.
so I
So the
okay,
L synergy is sulfur and oxygen. So again, the oxygen is on blue and green, and the sulfur is on the red.
okay, all right. Yeah, that answered it.
Yeah. So for SHO, sulfur goes on red, hydrogen goes on green,
Hmm.
and then the other one goes, oxygen goes on blue. So what I did is I looked at all of the blue and green channels here to see which one, like that one does not look as vibrant or out there as the green. And then here for the health synergy, these were just like a waste of time to even add these. I've tried combining the four channels into a single blue channel and recreating my image, and it was horrible. I couldn't even come close to replicating the image that the green image, which is the base of what the gold and blue turns out to be.
Yeah, that's where I was a little confused because that sounds subjective, right? It's not like it's designed this way, so therefore I must do this. It was like,
No,
hey, I didn't see as much detail in
no,
there.
I think that the thing is the oxygen is green and blue, and the sulfur or the hydrogen alpha is red. So so Andy sent a link to me earlier explaining about how these channels are divided up. And this guy who was, I could send the Andy's email out to you guys when this is done. I won't send it to the entire club, but I'll
Mm.
send it to you guys. And he showed that the oxygen was way over on the right-hand side. The green is in the middle, and the green channel that they selected was between the hydrogen alpha and sulfur, whichever frequency was closest to the green. One was way on the red side, and then there was another one slightly over to the green, but it was still red.
Hmm.
And that's the one you used. But if you have a sulfur and oxygen filter, and you know that oxygen is going to be green and blue, and sulfur is going to be red. Are you saying that sulfur shouldn't be red?
There's no rule. You know,
Well, yeah. I mean, right. It just depends how you're going to blend it, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess I'll go look at. I got one of the filters, so I'll go look at the chart, and it'll probably tell me, the
yeah, the synergy red channel will be the sulfur. The synergy SO filter.
synergies. Yeah, okay. I don't have that one.
Right.
I
So
got the
yeah, I
OK
think we
one.
do. We think we have that in the arsenal there. So it's
so,
capturing sulfur and oxygen.
but Brian,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
you do have a sulfur filter, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's right. It's in the wheel. Well, I have a straight up sulfur one
so
for
when
mono.
you said at the meeting that you were doing these images out of a one shot color camera yourself,
That's Andy's one shot color camera and Andy's filters on the Takahashi that we're going to go to start front with. So I was,
so so Andy, you have like the equivalent of a Optolong L Synergy.
Um, is that what it is? We have the
SV,
Zvoni
yeah, SV
options.
Bony. Yeah, I got one of them here.
So is that the one you get from the Homeboy Shopping Network for $1.50?
Um,
Was how much
yeah,
were they?
we got them from Amazon, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like 275 or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm opening up the
All right. So that's
package
still
to see if the curve is in there, and
that's
it
a real
is.
price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's you can't quite see it. Nah, that's bad. What I'm looking at is like the one I have is HA. Yeah, this is
Right.
the 220. It's in dual narrowband. It's HA and what is it?
That's right.
Oh yeah, HAN03. It's really tight on the red side and on the green. So yeah, so one's 9,500 and one notch is at 650. So what is that? I'd have to go look at
Yeah,
the
the
RGB
500
some.
is the 500 is the oxygen.
It's oxygen, okay. And
And
then the other one's
650, I think it's
hydrogen.
652 or something
Yeah.
is the HA.
So anyways,
And
that's what I was
green
playing
to
with,
the red.
Greg. Yeah, I was playing
Okay.
with that, and I think Andy's gonna do a lot with them in the next part of the
You
presentation.
know, I actually split the channels on some of your images. So
Yeah, but by the way, the other thing is in Pix Insight, this operation just went through is one click with one of the processes. So it
Yeah,
makes
but
it a
you
lot
don't know what you're
easier.
doing,
Yeah, no, it's
right? I
great though.
mean, now I actually understand what it takes to put these things together.
Yeah, well,
right.
good.
Maybe in 6 months, I'm going to look for the one button push thing.
Yeah, yeah, but no, this is good. I understand much
I
more
don't
now.
think what I'm about to show, Greg, is I don't think we can do what you did here.
No, yeah, no, I don't think
We
so.
can get pretty
Well,
close, but we'll never get the quality
the
output of the colors.
the
Yeah.
interesting thing about what I did here is, that green image and even the red image a little bit.
Hmm.
I, use your normal stretching, you use auto color, auto tone to get the vibrancy and bring the image out from the background. It's been kind of difficult for me to replicate that green image from restacking like I just did, which is why I just went with loading that green image into Photoshop and using the Hasta La Vista green on it to bring out the Hubble palette, because that was like magic when that happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I think that is what you're looking for is when you can see the blue in the background peeking through from the overlay of gold. That is really it right there. And that's like unmistakable indication that that's the oxygen.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I think the channels are correct.
Mm.
No, your channels are correct. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And aesthetically, I like it a lot better. I don't like green,
Yeah.
all green, and I don't like all red.
Yeah. Well, and then when you look at those three images, the gold and blue one is not even close as far as the amount of detail versus the red and the green. It has 4 times more detail
Oh
than
yeah,
the
yeah,
red and
yeah.
green. It's
That's that's usually why when those of us who shoot in mono, we shoot 2 to 3 times longer in sulfur and oxygen,
Hmm.
just for that reason.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing I found is the L extreme is probably 30% where the L synergy because the filter is so weak and bringing in the sulfur and everything else. You saw how noisy it was. I think you want to have that twice the amount of data that you have compared to the L synergy.
Yeah.
But it was kind of fun to play around with it and figure out what was going on. Um,
Well, thank you, Greg. I thought that was pretty cool. And I learned some things in Photoshop and some things I'd forgotten and I relearned. So yeah, it's
well,
the power of Photoshop has the power of layers, and that's where a lot of people
yeah.
like prefers Photoshop
Well,
for.
you can blend layers and who knows what's
Yeah.
really like a lot of my solar images with the hydrogen alpha. People were doing so many crazy things like inverting the layers and doing this, doing that. It's almost like someone with a wig and a uh, girder belt or whatever to hide what they really have going on. You don't know what you get with some of these images.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start getting into the Astro Wizard. Um, is this screen okay? The reason I'm asking is because there's a nuance where pop-ups come up on this big screen if I move it over to my other screen. I mean, can you guys see it, or is it too big?
No, it's clear. I can see your arrow on it.
All right, so this is the YouTuber Lukomatico, pretty popular YouTuber, and I really appreciate that he went through the effort and whoever it is he's working with create something that the newbie can use and get a general flow of how things should work. We'll go through the steps in a second, and you can do this. His tool's free. Um, and some of the backup tools you can use are free. You could also use RC Astro's noise exterminator, blur exterminator, star exterminator. But you can go completely free on that, which is another thing. So there's the wizard's hat, which we just saw from Greg.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just a download. It's a download from his Google Drive. In his videos, he makes it pretty clear: don't accept it from anywhere else but this one location. So you're getting the real thing. The privacy is they're not collecting anything, and again, it's free. So really, it's working on these 9 steps. You load your image, which is one step. Like, okay, crop, gradient, which is really nice. Uh, um, then color balance, sharpen, reduce noise, big stretch is what he calls it. But you can really be nuanced about it. Make it beautiful is, I think that's just a little bit of noise reduction. And then you export it and you're done. Yeah, so I won't go through the whole install part, but here's here's the other tools. I should put this in the chat. Where is the chat? I'll do it later. I can't find it. Okay, so let's get into it. So I've already started it. One thing I do want you to note, if you're doing Windows and if you're doing Apple, you probably don't have to worry about this. But the Grexpert tool and the RC Astro tools, they run extremely slow unless you tell Windows that, hey, I want you to use the GPU to do the processing. So to do that, you go into Display, Graphics Settings. I'll bring this over. And you just add your desktop app to it. So here we have, where did it go? Oh, here. So here's the RC Astro tools. And I said, you know, I told it, don't let Windows choose for me. I want you to use the GPU. And believe me, that makes what finishes in about 10 seconds takes about 3 minutes if you don't do that. I guess your mileage may vary depending on what kind of Windows machine you have, but for mine, that was big. So Brian has shared some of his one-shot color data. We'll go through a few examples, or a couple examples of that. I have some mono data, which we can do as well. So first step, load your image here in the demo, and here's some of the split channel stuff. But so here is the Elephant Trunk Nebula. And your status is up here. You can have your console up here as well. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so that's basically it. So it looks all green, and that's pretty normal because you got the two green channels overwhelming the data, but you take care of that. And you take care of that. He's moved it here. It used to be up here. Image looks all one color. You just flip the switch. Whoop. There it is. So it's got the green out, and then we can move forward. And again, this is not stretch data. This is all linear data. So what you see on the screen is just a artificial stretch, so to speak. Any questions on this step? Okay. All right, so cropping and framing. It's kind of nice. It gives you all these kind of options to do it with. If your object is off center a little bit, you could use, shaving off and whatnot. So we'll just take off 2.5%. I haven't really played with any of this other stuff. So if you wanted to do the Astro, your aspect ratios, you could mess around with that. I guess let's try it flip. So we're flipping in horizontal. That's upside down, so we don't want that. Okay. Anyway, so that's that screen. You can do resampling, which to 2x2 binning, which just speeds up the process. I think that for my laptop is quick enough to not worry about it. So for the demo. All right. So the next one is background extraction. And here, I probably should have started here. Darn it. I mentioned this before, but you can download Graxpert for free, and it can do the background extraction, the noise reduction, and doesn't do the star removal. But or if you have the RC Astro tools for PixInsight, there's a CLI version you can download. And I believe he has. Oh yeah, here they are. So this is where you can get them from. So if we click get Blur Exterminator, it comes up with the site, so on and so forth. So you do have to configure these things before you use them. So that's just in the settings. Settings, then you add it, add them in. Okay, so background smoothing looks a little brighter in the corner. I don't know if you can see that, through Zoom, but let's just do a default version of that. If you look here, it says it started in the console. It's doing it at 0.5. So if you don't like the result, you can go into the custom and change it. So it should be popping up just about now. So it's a little, it looks like it smoothed it out kind of nice. It was brighter up here in the corner. It's a little more smooth. But you could use the custom and that's what it's so you could, tell it whatever smoothing factor you want if you want to get into that kind of detail. But again, I think for the beginner, you don't have to worry about any of this custom stuff. All right, so next step is color calibration. So it removes any color cast that the sky, sits in. I think there's a little bit of greenish blue background, so let's see what it does. Hard to tell from here, but I could see the green has been, for you guys, but the green has been removed. You can do this hold to compare original. So, I haven't had much luck figuring this guy out. The working file, blah, blah, blah. So this is. So I hear my fan running like crazy when I click on this hold to compare original. But, I can see a little bit of difference. Okay. You probably can't see it in Zoom. But this was some good data. And I think, Brian, this one is one of mine. It's not the one you gave me. I actually split all the channels. We'll look at yours later. All right, so the next step is, and we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this one. So it's kind of noisy, right? Which is not all that surprising. This is, I think this is data from my backyard, not star film. So you have your two options. You can do a native high pass, which I don't know how they figured out how to do that, what engine is doing it, or you can use Blur Exterminator. Since I have Blur Exterminator, I'm going to run it. But if you don't, you can just do the native high pass. So this was literally taking me like 30 minutes before I made that Windows display settings change. It says console finished successfully. Can you guys see the noise in this right now?
Sure can.
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah. So I'm sorry, blur exterminator won't change that. That is doing a little bit of sharpening and bringing out some of the details. So if we did undo last, so let's keep your eye on this area around here. When I undo last, so zoom back out. You can see it's not very bright around the edges here, and in the middle where the eye is. At least that's what I think it is. So let's run it again, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so okay, it's finished. It's loading. It's kind of subtle, but it's a little bit brighter around there. And you can see a little more of the eye than you did before. I probably should have gotten a little better data to work with. I thought it was good, but. All right, so the next step, now this is where you can really see a difference, is with the noise reduction. So you can use crack spurt or noise exterminator. Which one should I use? I'll let you guys call it.
Noise
Hard Braxford.
exterminator.
Yeah, well, okay. Use both. No, I never
All right, I'll
used
do both.
Brax for AI
I
as,
tell you what, I'll
noise
do
reduction.
both. I'll capture a screenshot and we can look at them together.
Okay.
So, oh, AI version 2 not found locally, downloading.
Uh-oh. Whose idea was it to use this?
Oh, it was pretty quick download. That was nice.
Do you have fiber?
Yeah, that
Well,
helps.
that's not such a big deal.
Hmm.
All right, it's done.
Hmm.
Not impressed, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no, not at all.
All right, so let me, I'm going to capture a screenshot here.
Yeah,
But
everything
again,
you know.
that was normal, right? I guess I could have run heavy. So anyway, I'll
Well,
undo last.
try normal noise exterminator and see how that compares.
Yeah, you'll see a big difference. I know this works because I've done this already.
Yeah, I didn't even know Braxford could do, noise reduction. I
Well,
know it,
maybe it can't.
yeah, well, not very well. I don't know. Yeah, never tried
Well,
it.
we'll see.
Well, maybe because I only did one pass and he's got noise exterminator doing 2 passes. And here you go. And it's finished loading.
Oh man.
Yeah, so here's the comparison. And what you see, of course, is right away is the oxygen popping out, right? Let's do reset view. So I don't remember what filter I used. Maybe probably L Extreme or L Ultimate.
Is this a duo
Yeah,
filter?
yeah,
Oh, it is. Okay.
yeah. So
I was
that's why
wondering
we're
why it
getting
changed the
these.
color. I've never seen that.
But look at the eye in
Oh, I
comparison, and
know.
even
Yeah.
some of the
But
detail
I've
inside the
never seen it
crown.
change the color. Must be something it just does with the duos thing. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. Hmm.
All right, go to the next step, the big stretch. So again, this is still not stretched data. right? So this is the artificial stretch. So, and this is where I thought, and this kind of surprised me. So if you do, I don't know if this image looks all one color anymore. I'm gonna uncheck it. Oh, look, okay. So this is when we. Well, I'm going to leave that off, but this is what actually what we've done so far. What he was showing um, is with the green removed. The next step is the duo processing. So anyway, all right. So let's do a normal stretch, and this is going to be a lot dimmer. So stretch factor of 50. I'm going to undo that. Let's look at aggressive. I think aggressive is 150.
Okay.
No, 600. So that looks pretty washed out. So I'm not happy with either of them. So I'm going to go into the custom. I think this is new. So I'm just reading this for the first time. Lands this guy at 13%, which is probably good. Okay, let's see how it goes.
It's interesting.
He's starting to see a little bit of blue now, but I kind of like the brightness of it. There's still a lot of red on the outside, which I don't think is really there. Anyway, we'll keep playing. All right, so final polish, and this is kind of nice. So we're going to remove the stars with Star Exterminator. And then if you look at this other panel, here's where it gets interesting, right? You have your true Hubble, which, Greg kind of went through. Dual band, the Hubble mix. You tune the dual band, right, so you can in here see some of the blues, right? So are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Just a bit in the middle, yeah.
All right. I'm going to try the auto color balance. Oh.
Yeah. It's like flipping that one switch you turned off.
Yeah.
That does look pretty nice.
Okay, so here's the duo band to I don't want that. Duo band to SHO. Oh, I guess we could try it. Oh, do not use after using this button. No, okay. Yeah, well, I guess we can undo it. Let's see what it does. So duo band to SHO.
So you're going to try to do the thing I said you couldn't do?
Yeah, well, look, now it's turned it into golds, right? All right. Well, let's play with it anyway. So down lower now, you have color enhancements. Here it is. Just make it pop.
I think you got to.
It's a little brighter. We'll make it pop again. Mass saturation I found is pretty good too. But I didn't see a whole lot difference. Now, so this is new. Yellow to copper and gold, blue to teal, a dynamic pop.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think you got to try the yellow to copper and gold and see what that does.
Hey, Greg, they got a green bee gone.
There you go.
Must have listened to you.
Oh, yeah, it looks more red to me than
It does.
It does, yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, not too bad.
I do this. I do last. Um, oh yeah, you can do the curves too. Come on, bring it over. Right. So um, you can do all colors or work on individual channels. So yellows,
Hmm.
right? Or you could do, you'd say, okay, I want to use yellows in the arching.
Hmm.
It's interesting, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. Apply that, close. Um,
Yeah, I think Pix Insight's going to have to lower their price.
Wizard curve. Let's try this dynamic. Something like that. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I mean,
That's not too bad.
just all these different uh, options. Every one of them looks beautiful.
I know. Here, Greg, this is for you. Green be gone.
Yeah.
I'll
That
bet it doesn't do much.
sounds like a household mold cleaner.
Surprisingly, this isn't very noisy.
No.
I thought after doing this processing, we'd introduce some noise. Um, so you could do a final touch noise reduction, but I personally don't think we need it.
Mm-mm. Are the stars hanging around somewhere or are they gone for good, you think?
Now they're hanging.
Yeah. Okay.
So
They're hanging. So,
you put those back in the end.
yeah,
Oh,
replace
replace
stars.
stars. There it is. Okay.
And then it gives you the option. Do you want to drop the stars down a little bit,
Hmm.
which I think is really cool. Um, so we'll do an undo just so you can see the difference. But so this is just exactly how they were. Or you could say, undo last. We're going to replace stars, and we're going to say, let's drop it to 0.8. Didn't hit it, didn't it?
Hmm.
Okay.
There it is.
So they're a little smaller, a little less
Mhm.
pronounced.
Mhm.
So, hey, it's a pretty nice image for a free utility.
It sure is. That's very impressive. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the same capabilities as what we're doing manually in Pix Insight, but easier, more point and click. Just like, for example, the reduction of the stars that you just now did.
Mhm.
That's always done by separately stretching the stars, just using a different stretch factor. Uh, stretching the stars either more or less.
Mhm.
Now, this
Um,
is a good bunch of different ways to do it. You can Blur
Yeah.
Exterminator does it.
Right.
Um,
Deconvolution does it. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
SETI Astro has a nice utility where if you remove the stars, when you stretch it, you can figure out what looks good. Yeah,
I
and then
think
save the final image.
yeah. This is great. I think
PNG.
I was going to say if you could get the noise reduction free part a little bit better, it would be awesome because the Graxpert part's free, right? And that does a really good job. The the noise reduction is important, and if you don't feel like spending money on SETI Astro stuff, this could do it.
Well, if you already spent the money on the noise exterminator for Pix Insight, wouldn't that same software apply to this?
It would, but to me,
Okay.
I'd be using Pix Insight. I would stick with it. But I'm saying for somebody who doesn't have any of that,
Yeah.
just coming in, brand new,
Oh, yeah.
it's free and it pretty much does everything.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
wondering if the one that I have will work for this.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. Well, do you
Okay.
have the tools?
Yeah,
SETI
I have
Yeah,
all
you
three.
just
I have all
you
three of the
download
RC
you
Astro tools.
download the
RC,
CLI
yeah,
version.
RC Astro, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a CLI version. You got to download separately.
But
Uh,
if you
and
have a
then
license, you can do it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's try a mono. All right, so I could have done luminous, but I didn't want to complicate it. What do I do with all these?
I forgot what I sent you. What did I send you? Elephants.
What if we deleted them by accident?
What did I send?
Um,
I don't remember.
Hang on. No, I mean, we could go on to do, oh, we can't minimize this. All right. Oh, because I've got that open. Okay. Oh, okay. So demo. What the heck did I do? So here's the ones you sent me here.
Okay. So
Oh,
you
I had
wanted to
the,
you wanted some of the duo ones. Did you want
yeah, I got those. All right.
to?
So let's, oh, shoot. I feel bad about that. All right, sorry. I wanted to just do a simple one, and I could do it real fast. Um, let me do that real fast. So, open up Pix Insights. Oh,
You just want to get
here.
like RGB files or
Yeah, I
something?
just want to keep it simple because it gets. I thought it was getting a little complicated with um, it's Shark Mermaid. So we want to do yes. Go over here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is save as a TIFF. Desktop demo. And of course, I forgot which one it was.
Mhm.
That's the R. There we go. I'm just going to do it as a 16-bit. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Oh, I got him here. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Back at the ranch. I had him in the wrong place. All right. So combine mono channels. I keep got to drag this thing back. So I'm gonna go here, start fronts, start masters, and R. E, combine and load. I thought this was pretty nice. So it's running a linear fit, which is really, I think, the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, the green is usually a lot brighter than the blue and red, and it kind of overwhelms it, even shooting the mono. And what I do usually is I'll use the linear fit to start up PixInsight and do exactly what they decided to do. So, all right. So looking at this image, it's a lot of stars. There's a lot of gradients. You can see it over on this side. So let's go through, plow through it. I don't need to crop. All right, so background smoothing, which is just, it should remove this, pretty bad gradient that it has. This is what happens when you shoot with the moon up, but hey. That is done. Let's load it up. Please. Oh, yeah.
Much better.
Nice and smooth. All right, background neutralization. I don't know, it's probably, I'm guessing, the darker parts of the background around here. Well, maybe use that. Come out like that across, I'm not sure. A little unsure what this is really doing, with this app, but takes a while. Okay, look, you can tell now it's not, you don't have a lot of it has used, well, it's neutralized it, like I said it would. All right. Let's use the native high pass to do the deconvolution and sharpening. So where can let's look at this here. Kind of look at the eye here. So that's where we should see it. And in here, let's see if we go down to the console. There it goes. I'm gonna undo it. I don't see a whole lot of difference.
Looks like it's still going. There's no progress indicator for these steps.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do border exterminator. So you should see something in here with the blue and something more around the eye with the chart. Would have been a good time to get your coffee. This is a really large file, by the way. This is a 2x drizzle. So I think it's like 800 megabyte file. I probably should have done the bin 2x2 on this one. It's 3, it's 6. It's finished.
Would you say that the processing power required is about the same for this as it is for PixInsight?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same tool, so yes.
Mhm.
You can see a little bit, there's a little darkening around here, which there should be around the shark. It's got a little more detail in here than it did before. The stars have probably been reduced some. Let's reset the view. All right, let's move on. Noise exterminator, yes. So I think they've slowed down. Wonder if there's a memory leak for keeping this open on multiple images or something. It's definitely slower. You can look at RC Astro here. Oops, come on. So this it starts running the second pass. There. Oop. So, Brian, while you're away, we're noticing that keeping this tool open for multiple sessions, it's slowing down quite a bit.
Oh,
So it might be good to close it after each, if you're doing multiple images, which
hmm.
probably most people are, and start it up again.
Hmm. Did it really slow things down?
Yeah, I mean, this is the noise exterminator is going a lot slower.
Oh,
Uh,
using a lot of GPU. Well,
yeah,
it's kind of common, but using a ton of memory too.
yeah.
6 gig.
This web view is actually the Astro, it's the program, Astro
Hmm.
Wizard. Anyway,
Hmm.
interesting. So I think in the interest of time, we won't go through and finish this out. I want to play around with Brian's data.
It's also a much bigger file, I think, right?
It
Than the other
is. Yeah,
one.
you're right. And maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it is. Because I have a 2x drizzle on this too.
right.
Yep, yep, yep. I take it all back, Luke. It's all my
Hmm.
fault. But it is, noise exterminator that always does a good job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Big difference.
Look at the details now that are coming out in the eye. It was just kind of a blah
Hmm.
thing before. And if you go up into the corner, our little galaxy. So anyway, okay, so I am going to restart it, and we'll go through and try some dual bit magic. Uh, all right. So we're going to combine mono channels. And we're going to do, not there, we're going to do desktop demo. Okay, so what we have is, I forget which is which, Brian, but NDC. Well, here we have, okay, let's stick with the IC. I think this Alpha Trunk, right? IC 1396.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. Yeah.
so I took the oxygen, can't remember which one I took it out of. Okay, so we did, so let's do an HSO this time. So HSO, of course, is hydrogen, sulfur, hydrogen in the R, sulfur in the green, and oxygen in the blue. So yeah, so the sulfur comes from um, the 220, was it 220?
Yeah.
220, S. Boni 220.
They're both
Um,
220.
I'll change that correct. Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. They name the filters exactly the same.
But it's interesting though, because you're catching some of the golds down here.
Hmm.
All right, so let's see where we get here. We need to crop it. No, I'm going to do a 2x2 bin so we can get it speedy. Okay. All right, so background smoothing. So corner here is really kind of dark, right? Uh, let's see what it does. And here you can view the extracted gradient. So that'll be interesting. Oh, that looks nice. You must have a nice telescope.
Yeah. I'm actually going to look up what I did with it.
All right. Color calibration. We just do the background neutralization. Notice how fast this is going, right? With a 2x2 bin. Let's see if we can compare. Where's the original? It doesn't look a whole lot different yet.
Mm-mm.
I really like kind of how, I didn't get this kind of data that you did, Brian, around the
Mm.
edges. So that's really nice. All right, let's do a blur exterminator. I expect this will go fast now, and it does. So let's zoom in on the elephant. Trump. It's already got some nice detail in here, even without the noise exterminator. Yeah, so here it goes.
Mm.
Pretty nice. All right. All right. So we go into the stretch to the normal stretch. Don't like it. Deep stretch. Wow. aggressive. Nasty. I don't like any of those so far. Try somewhere in between. Well, we get to the make it pop buttons. All right. All right. Remove stars. This time let's do the tune duo band. Oh no, we made this a
Yeah,
SHO.
right.
So let's tune the SHO then, which is very similar to what narrowband normalization looks like in Pix Insight. So let's do a little brightness. Not too much. I'm going to boost the oxygen, sulfur. It looks workable. Yeah, I don't like that. I did the auto color balance, like you told me not to do.
Turned it green, yeah.
Yeah. Yellow to copper and gold again. A little bit on the bottom. Let's do blue to teal. Just a little bit in the middle. Which we can do last. Let's see. All right, so let's try dynamic pop. Um, let's see. See some curves. What do we want to do? Work on yellows, maybe? I don't see any different. Well, let's do yellows to red. Huh. I don't see it doing anything.
Looks kind of locked up.
Maybe.
Does it not need a preview window like Pix Insight needs?
This should be
That
the
is,
preview.
yeah, that is. I think.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
See, there's the.
yeah, a little bit.
it is working.
Yep.
So let's do RGB and then blue. You can add multiple points too. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything happen here. Well, I guess that's something you could play around with and learn, you know. Uh, I think I did do that. To a mass sector. Oh, here's the make it pop. I forgot about that one. Mass saturation. You can see it. You're brightening it up there
Yeah, it did.
by a little too much. Anyway, we can add back to stars. Pull it back 0.8 again. Replace them. Yeah, not bad for a free tool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, now I'm just playing. Oh, that was the dual band to Hubble mix.
That's interesting.
So if we go down and then play with curve, and go to yellows. You do a little more stuff there. All right. Much there. Get a little more in the middle anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, enough there to play with, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, an hour and a half, that's probably long enough. It should be enough to people to check out the tool for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for that demo. That was very interesting.
Yeah, I'd like. I would hope. There's a lot of people in the club who are on the fringes of imaging
Yeah,
that I think would really benefit from using it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know I'm going to try it. Definitely going to look into it, and I think you're right that the processing part of it really intimidates a lot of people. Um,
Mm.
you know, some people have got it figured out how to align a telescope and capture an image, and use the filters and do the capture process just fine, and then it's a shame to have that great data and then be stuck to not be able to process it. So this kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
That does.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this came out when, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And
Yes.
I
Yeah, pretty
looked at
much. He
it.
had it in beta maybe 3 weeks ago, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I looked at the beta and I was like, it's not bad. And tonight it's totally changed. He's got a lot more stuff in it.
It changed about probably 15% since my download yesterday.
Is that right? So you
Yeah, I
just
mean,
happened to down. Okay, yeah, that's
yeah,
funny.
because well, it's kind of nice because when I opened it up tonight, it says, "Hey, there's a new version." So I pulled it down, and then I was like, "Oh, where did that go? Oh, it's over here."
That's probably getting a ton of feedback, And
Yeah, yeah, it
I saw,
is.
was it Quiv, the Lazy Geek? He was the feedback guy on this. Did you see that on the front page?
I did, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I figure he's given him about 1,000 ideas.
yeah.
He tends to do that. This is good. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
probably what I should do is get this program and try it on my green image and do the one the one button push since I
The gravy
have
gun. Yeah,
SHO stuff in there.
yeah.
I think that button's assuming you don't though.
Yeah. I know another my feature for you. I don't know if you do it, Greg. Maybe you do it already, but reducing the stars, so removing the stars and then adding them back smaller.
Yeah, that that is the one thing I've complained about to you before that I wish I had. It would be worth getting it just to do that tool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're all done, all you need to do is the stars or something.
Right.
Or, can you extract the stars and save just the stars layer as a TIFF image?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Because then you could load that into Photoshop and just use this to extract your stars.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
let me
there's
see. Astro
what's
Wizard.
yeah.
Mhm.
And what was the first program that came out to remove stars? It's a third party tool.
Uh, Star Exterminator?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Um, before that,
No? Oh, yeah. StarNet? Something like that.
StarNet plus plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still actually I still have it. It still works, but it's no longer. The guy took down his
Oh,
what
he
do you
did?
call it? The add-in or whatever it's called for Pix Insight.
Yeah.
Forgot it. Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
module. Yeah, the
Yeah,
module location is no good anymore. So the
got it.
tensor library is still cool, right? It still works, but it's never going to get updated, I don't think.
Okay.
And you know what? It works better than Star Exterminator in certain cases. Star Exterminator gets rid of some of the nebula. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
what
I've
happened?
struggled with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try StarNet. It still works on it better,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Good
yeah,
stuff.
just can I share? I wanted to share the thing I sent you on the elephants, the same data, but a different take. I think Greg will get a kick out of this.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do it here. Oh, good. It's allowing me to share. Share this. Here's a different take on it.
I
Yeah.
like yours.
It's interesting. It's got some cool stuff up in the corner here and same data, just a different. I think I was first playing around with the duo filter saying, what can I do with this, And so this is just like a test for one night. And I was like, what do I do with it? I made a pretty colors. So yeah, like I was saying, Greg, many ways to skin the cat.
Hmm.
All right.
Nice. I will stop.
Very nice.
I'm out of here.